Welcome to this Contrabassoon Profile video, you low instrument fanatics you. In one of my last profile videos, in the comments section, Carlos asked if I could review a Puchner Contrabassoon. We can do that. This is a 1960s, early 1960s Puchner Contrabassoon, and even though it's almost 50 years old, it does have a lot of similarities to the current Puchner Contrabassoon, so I think it's still worth taking a look at. One of the unique things about this older instrument, though, is the geometry of the instrument. If you look at how the top arch comes down in front of the horn instead of around to the side, which makes sort of this very compact triangular geometry, which is unique. And I should say, not the way that Puchner is designing their instruments anymore. The current design is the Heckel sort of over and across to the side. But this instrument is a little bit unique, so let's talk about how that makes a difference. First of all, when you're playing it, it feels like half of the instrument is missing. So you have to get used to the fact that you're not seeing the whole horn. But what you do see is your music, because this big piece isn't sitting here in the way. So you can actually see your music a lot easier, which is one good thing. Another benefit of this horn being so compact is the case for it is actually much smaller. So if you're somebody who travels with a hard case a lot, having this smaller form factor means that the travel case is actually going to be significantly smaller than regular contrabassoon cases. However, that does mean that you can't use any other contrabassoon cases. You have to use the one that was made for this instrument. You can't use a third-party case or the new carbon fiber or Weissman contrabassoon case. It's not a possibility with this horn. The instrument is 1 inch taller than most contrabassoons I've dealt with, and actually the keywork is also about 1 inch higher up on the instrument, so that takes a little bit of getting used to if you're used to your hands being a little bit lower. They're higher on this horn. And that said, the vocal is 1 inch shorter, so go figure. One of the things I'll do from here on is mention the weight of each one of these instruments. This one weighs in at 13½ pounds. The Puchner Contrabassoon has the longest tuning slide that I've ever seen on a contrabassoon. This one actually gives you almost more than a half step of range. So I guess if you have to transpose down a half step, that's pretty easy to do. Let's talk about some of the issues that I have with this horn's design. First of which is the end peg, which is square. And that means that no matter how hard you tighten it, you're always going to have some jiggling around, just by virtue of how it's designed. So I don't think that's the best. One of the other things that's not so great about this instrument is the left thumb, the lowest notes on the instrument, not designed particularly well for playing quickly, so I'm having trouble in some faster passages playing those lower notes. I wish that was designed a little better. One other interesting thing is that some of the pads have a metal plate in the middle, and that's supposed to make a brighter sound like you have on the pads for an alto or a tenor saxophone, for example. So the pad's not absorbing as much of the sound from the instrument. It's supposed to make a brighter sound. I'm not sure if these are original, but it's something you can do to brighten up the sound of a contrabassoon, is using those types of pads. In general, this is a very good sounding, mellow sounding instrument. The notes are well focused and well centered, and the keywork falls very easily into the fingers. So it's a fairly easy instrument to just pick up and play with fairly good results. So that would be ideal for someone who doesn't play contrabassoon that often, or maybe for students who are just getting started. You can pick up an instrument like this that's very easy to play without a lot of alternate fingerings and stuff. You'll actually get fairly good results quite quickly. So now, with all that in mind, let's give a listen to how this instrument actually sounds. I'm going to play the same piece of music I played on the other contrabassoons in my other videos, so you can compare them. This is the second minuet from the Bach Cello Suites on a Puchner contrabassoon. Thanks for watching.